First, we'll talk about ionic compounds. As the name suggests, ionic compounds are formed by ions. A positive ion attracts a negative ion to form ionic compound. Okay, so ionic bond is essentially the electrostatic attraction. Electrostatic attraction meaning the attraction between positive and negative ions. Electrostatic positive negative interaction is essentially an ionic bond. Okay, so what are the types of ions? It's a positive ion and a negative ion. Positive ions are called as the cations or known as the cations, and negative ions are known as the anions. If you were to look at it in terms of electronic configuration, first of all, cations are formed by metals. Anions are formed by non-metals. Now, ions could be of different types, like we mentioned before, positive and negative. So let's say, take for example sodium, right? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. And if you remember, sodium is a metal if you check the placement of the element. So remember, cations are formed by metals. So what is a cation again? Cation is a positive ion. So how does one get a positive ion? When an electron is removed. Okay, so positive ion is resulting from or results from removal of electron from a neutral atom. So this is our neutral atom. So let's remove this electron. So the resultant configuration would be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s0. You can simply write it as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. So this is the configuration of sodium 1 plus ion. And where does this 1 come from? 1 is coming here because 1 electron has been removed. So if you were to write it in the form of an equation, sodium neutral atom, from this an electron is removed. Okay, so you get sodium 1 plus or sodium plus 1 ion. Okay, so this is the positive ion. This one get a negative ion. So say for example chlorine. Chlorine is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. Remember, how do we get a negative ion? You take a neutral atom and add electron to a neutral atom. Okay, add one or more electrons to neutral atom. So if you want to make a chlorine 1 minus, chlorine 1 minus, or chlorine minus 1, then you get, so where are you adding that 1 electron? It goes into P, because remember P can take a maximum of 6. There are only 5 here, so it can take 1 more. So if you were to add 1 electron to chlorine, it would be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. This would be configuration for chloride ion. Chlorine minus 1 is known as a chloride ion. Now, if you bring in sodium plus 1 ion, this is present in a solution. Ions can be present only in solutions. And a chloride ion present in another solution. Okay, so these two, if you bring them together, if you mix up those two solutions, for example, again it's a lot more there is precipitations and all that involved, but just for hypothetical situations, if you could bring in sodium plus 1 ion and chloride minus 1 ion, they both have opposite charges, so they attract each other, and then a bond between sodium and chloride ion is formed to form a sodium chloride crystal or sodium chloride ionic compound.